I was doing some research a while back and I came across something that stopped me cold. I learned the opposite of belonging. Now, I would have guessed that the opposite of belonging was being left out, being alone, standing on the outside looking in. And that's what I thought. I was wrong. The opposite of belonging is fitting in. Now, hear me out. Hear me out right now because it rearranged something in me. Fitting in is when you walk up to a group of people and you start doing the math. Who do I need to be right now? What do I need to say? What do I need to wear? How do I need to act? And then you change who you are to match the room. And here's what got me. True belonging never asks you to change who you are. It demands that you be who you are. So if you are accepted because you shape shifted and because you edit yourself down to fit, that was never belonging. That was you betraying yourself for the approval of other people. And you can feel it, can't you? Because you know you've done it before. I know I have. And you can't truly feel accepted by a room that's only clapping for a version of you that isn't real. Let me show you why fitting in feels so safe and it costs you so much. Fitting in is comfortable. There's no risk in it at all. And nobody talks about you. Nobody comes against you. You blend in like the wallpaper, and nobody really attacks wallpaper. But look at the price. To fit in, you have to take everything that makes you you and turn it down. Turn it down to the point where you are no longer really a person. You turn down your convictions so you don't seem too intense. You turn down your standards so nobody feels judged. You turn down your dreams so you don't make anyone around you ever feel uncomfortable. And once you turn yourself all the way down, you don't need any courage at all because you don't stand for anything and you eventually will fall for everything. That's the trade. Fitting in is the one path of life that requires zero courage. And that should tell you everything you need to know about where it leads. And because anything that's worth having on the other side of your life is going to require you the exact thing that fitting in tells you to avoid. So let me tell you what I've learned. And I want you to feel the weight of this list. It takes courage to be exceptional. It takes courage to be wise. It takes courage to be rich. It takes courage to be educated. It takes courage to be knowledgeable. But because the moment you rise, the moment you grow, somebody's going to say to you, oh, look at you. Who do you think you are? You forgot where you came from. Now you all talking all proper now. Mr. and Mr. and Mrs. Know It All over here. And it takes courage for you to go anyway. And, and and I'm just wondering, in this weak, watered down, mediocre society that we live in right now, in this reality TV world that everybody's performing and nobody's becoming, I'm wondering if there's anybody left who's got courage to stand up and say, after all I've been through, after all my ancestors have been through, After everything that my grandparents went through and survived, after everything that my parents went through and survived, I did not come through all of this just to fit in with normalcy. I have the courage to go after my dreams. Is there anyone left who will say that and actually really mean it? So it takes courage to be successful. And it is far, far easier not to be. It's far, far easier to fit in. It's far, far easier to be normal, to be like everyone else. And let me tell you why, because misery will always have company. There's always a crowd waiting for you down at the level of just getting by. And the moment that you decide to climb, that same crowd turns against you. Success breeds contempt. And people who were comfortable with you while you were losing get real quiet when you start to rise. So understand this clearly. If you don't want to make waves, be mediocre, be normal, fit in. If you care more about what people think about you than what God actually put in you, then go ahead. Neutralize everything He placed in you. Dress like them, walk like them, talk like them, eat like them, go where they go, think like they think, and do what they do. And once you neutralize all your uniqueness, congratulations. Congratulations. You won't be courageous, but you'll be safe. See, you'll be liked. And the thing about it is, you can't be liked and also be successful at the same time, like on the same level. See, you'll be so far from whom you are made to be that you won't even recognize yourself in the mirror. You won't even know your own reflection. Let me tell you about God. God, the Bible tells us Christ, he leaves the 99 for the one, for you. But you can be so willing to leave the one to go be with the 99. Or you can decide the approval wasn't worth that betrayal. Now let me correct a lie that you've been believing all your life. That the people who make it are just smarter than you, more gifted than you, born with something you weren't. And here's the truth. The world rewards you in the proportion of your courage, not your intellect. Because there's a lot of people who are brilliant and fools. There's a lot of people who work menial jobs who have IQs on above average level. And so the most dangerous person in the world is not the most talented one. It's the one who kept showing up every single day, even when nothing is guaranteed, even when there's no applause yet, when there's no proof that it's going to work. Because here's what potential actually comes down to. How much uncertainty you're able to tolerate. That's it. That's the whole game of this thing. You can beat 99% of people if you will just master these three things: the shame of rejection, the boredom of repetition, and the pain of feedback. People I think about when I think about this, I think about Michael Jordan being cut from his high school basketball team because he wasn't good enough. Think about Michael Jordan when he went to college and his coach asked him, like, what do you want? And he said, like, it seems like you're not doing very well. He's like, I'm doing as good as everyone else. And he said, okay, then you won't be great. He wasn't always the talented one. He wasn't always the best one. Same with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant said, I did not have the biggest hands. My hands were big, but I had to strengthen them so I can grip the ball. I was not the fastest. I was quick, but I wasn't the quickest. I can jump high, but I wasn't jumping 46, 45. I was jumping 40. When he realized that he had to put in more effort and more work and keep showing up and be consistent, that changed everything for him. When these two men realized that 99% of people won't do it, won't put in the work, they will show up on game day because they like game day, but they won't show up on the practice field, on the practice court. That's what changed everything for them. That's what made them great. See, most people can't take those three things. Most people can't take the shame of rejection. Most people can't take the boredom of repetition day after day after day, doing the same thing. Success is boring because it requires you to do the same things over and over and over again. Why? Because you know they work. Even when it doesn't seem like it's working for you, it's working on you. Even when it seems like it's not guaranteed, you still show up and do the work. They won't take the pain of feedback because when somebody tells them something that they don't like, they get upset. They get hurt and they quit. The problem is you don't have real friends. You have too many people that people please you. That will tell you what you want to hear instead of telling you what you need to hear. And risk the friendship by doing so. I have a friend, a mentor who loves me enough to tell me what I'm not doing, to show me where I'm falling short, and willing to risk that friendship because he loves me that much. And because of that, sometimes I don't like him, but I love him because of what he does for me. I don't need somebody to reflect my inner thought, my inner negativity. I don't need somebody to reflect the being low, the fitting in self that's in me, because I want to fit in. I want to be liked. Plenty of times I want to be there. So people who want to fit in, they quit. They go back to fitting in where it's safe. And that's exactly why the room at the top stays so open. That's exactly why Kobe dominated during his era. Jordan dominated during his era. Tiger Woods dominated during his era. Because nobody wants to go that high. Everybody's cool staying mediocre and fitting in. Not because it's hard to be smart enough. Not because it's hard to be talented, but because it's hard to be brave long enough. Now, let me get a little personal for a second because somebody asked me a question and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And they said, if you could transfer one of your traits to your daughter, just one, what would it be? And it kept turning over and over and over in my head because I was thinking, like, I want to give her everything, all of them: wisdom, kindness, discipline, faithfulness, everything that is good. All of these great things I want to give her. But I kept landing on one same thing. I kept coming to the same place. If I could only give her one, it would be courage. Because if she doesn't have courage, none of the rest of it matters. What is good wisdom if she's too afraid to speak? What is a good gift if she's too afraid to use it? What good is a dream if she's too scared to actually chase it? See, every other trait has that she has will just sit there if she does not have the courage to act on them. So what I would give her, not because it's the nicest trait, but because it's the one that unlocks all of them. And let me tell you what courage actually, let me tell you what it actually is. Because it's not the absence of fear. Courage is being willing to take action even when there's a large cost right now and only uncertainty and possibly a delayed reward later. See, the absence of fear is not courage. Because insane people do that. They walk into without fear. Courage, true courage, is being scared, being afraid, and doing it anyway. Being afraid of the uncertainty of what's going to happen, the outcome that's going to come, and still doing it anyway. That's true courage. It means that you have to be willing to get knocked down more than once, and sometimes for a long time, before there's any hope of the thing that you're reaching for. You have to be willing to lose. And then you have to understand that losing doesn't make you a loser. Losing just is the first signal that the path to winning. See, failure is not defined by losing. Like, I think that's where people get it mixed up. Failure is not defined by losing. Failure is defined by not trying or doing it at all. That's true failure. That's true failure. Like Kobe Bryant would go into the gym and shoot 1,000 shots. Make 1,000 shots. Steph Curry would make 500 shots a day. Make 500 shots. Make 1,000 shots. He didn't even look at the shots. He's not counting the shots that he missed to get to that 1,000. That Steph missed to get to that 500. See, losing it's just par for the game. And to be honest, Jordan would tell you there's nothing wrong with losing, because losing shows where the weakness is. Losing shows where you need to strengthen up. Losing shows where you are exposed and where you need to actually put work in. That's the true mentality of a real winner, not a failure. So let me tell you who you actually are, because somebody needs to say this to you today. You aren't normal. You ain't normal. The scripture doesn't call you ordinary. It calls you a peculiar people. Peculiar. Set apart. Different by design. So you're going to be different. You're going to walk into that job. You're different. You're going to walk on campus. You're different. You're going to walk into a restaurant. You're different. You're going to walk pushing a cart down Target. You're different. You're going to go to your team. You're going to go to the family gathering. You're going to go into the room, and you're different. So stop apologizing for it. Stop turning it down so that you can make people feel comfortable. The difference you're trying to hide. The difference is that is a part of you that's inside of you that was made for you. that you neutralize because you want to fit in. It's not a defect. That's your assignment. God did not make you peculiar by accident and then ask you to spend your life sanding it down and sanding it off. You are made not to blend in. You are made to stand out. See, here's the question that I have to ask you. And I want you to really answer this. Do you have courage to act outwardly what you see inwardly? Or will you die a dreamer? What I don't want is to die and have to answer for why I did not walk in my calling, why I did not have the courage to do what God had made me to do. And tell him I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to be liked. Will you die on that verge, the edge of what you were supposed to do and land at coulda, woulda, shoulda? Do you have courage? Do you have courage? Because you got two paths in front of you and you need to see them clearly. See, one path is guaranteed. Guaranteed that the road that you're currently on will not get you where you want to go. And then the other path isn't guaranteed to get you there either, honestly. But it's the only one where you actually have a chance, where you actually have a shot. So you have to have the courage to stand there when the storm keeps rising, when people get talking, when everyone's waiting for you to fold and say, I've come too far to turn around. After all that you've been through, after all that your ancestors have been through, after everything that your parents survived, you did not come through all of this just to fit in with normalcy. So here's the one move that you need to make before you go. Find that one place where you know you've been shrinking to fit in. That room where you turn yourself down that is too small for you to even be into first off. And to walk in there your full self. Undiluted. Peculiar on purpose. Drop it in the comments. Where have you been playing small? And say, I am peculiar. I am peculiar. Say it out loud. I am peculiar. Have the courage enough to live it out starting today. Share with someone that you know who's been dimming their light to fit in. Like this video, subscribe to this video if it actually preaches to you, that speaks to you in a way, because every week I'm with you, alongside you, as we go deeper in becoming what God actually made us to be. You aren't made to fit in. You are made to stand out. Go be different on purpose. That's all I have for you today. I love you guys. I'm Minister Crush. Until next time, peace.